You're wondering, how has someone started a chicken farm and he's been very successful? Another one has started a chicken farm and he has really flopped. So you are caught in between the two. You know, why chicken farmers are the poorest or why chicken farmers are the richest? How do you start a successful chicken farm? There are 4 things that will guide you. We have the broiler chicken business, we have the layers chicken business, we have the kienyeji improved chicken business, and even we have ornamental chicken business. Let's forget about the last one. Let's talk about these 3. If you want to start a successful chicken farming business, first and foremost, you ought to identify your market. You know, what does your market want? And then choose a project with the lesser risk. For example, if you're keeping kienyeji improved chicken, you can either sell these chicks as 2 weeks, as 3 months, or as chicken for consumption, or you can sell them, you can sell their eggs, which of course fetch a higher price compared to the commercial layers. Think about layers. You can either sell an egg of the bird, or you can sell an egg layer. For broiler, you got only one option. And if you run out of that one option, then you're done. You either sell the broiler at 6 weeks, and if you don't sell it at 6 weeks, then it starts eating into your pocket. Or you have slaughtered the bird and freeze it. When you freeze it, that is electricity. That's an extra cost. There are some hotels that don't want frozen chicken. I don't know why, but that is their requirement. Remember, that is your market. You have to dance to the tune of your market. Therefore, let's choose the right niche according to what we want. All right? Now, shortcuts. Shortcuts. You want to buy chicks, but you got no history of the chicken. You know, when you're buying chicks, you buy chicks from a reputable hatchery, a reputable farmer. This farmer is selling you chicken at 1 month old, but you are very contented that this farmer has fully vaccinated those chicken. You find a farmer having 100 chicken, then they die 90 of them, then he eats the remaining 10. Remember, this is an investment you did before. So those are the things that we look at. What kills a farmer? What makes a farmer poor? A farmer loses much during the mortalities. Once you're able to control the mortalities, then you're left with the market. The market is something that you can easily penetrate if you've chosen a niche that has got the risk widespread. These birds, if I don't sell them for meat, then I will sell them for eggs. If I don't sell them for eggs, then I'll sell them as chicks. Be very careful on that. The most frequently asked question is, how can I start a chicken farm? I hope I'll not get that question again. When you want to start a chicken farm, 2 things guide you: the budget and the number. There is this particular farmer who says, I want to keep 100 chicken. Well, if you want to keep 100 chicken, first understand what are the requirements for 100 chicken. What is the spacing? I need 10 birds per meter square. So if it's 100 chicken, then I need 10 meters square. You can build any meters in terms of length, any meters in terms of width, as long as the total square area is 10 meters square. Then you go back and do an arithmetic for the feed, purchase of the chicks, vaccines, labor, and miscellaneous. That is how easy you can start a chicken farm. There's another one who will say, I have this particular budget. I want to start a chicken farm, let's say with 10,000 Kenyan shillings. So you will take your 10,000 shillings, then you divide by the costs that you'll incur. That will be trial and error. You can try, let's say, 50 birds, get what you're getting, try 100 birds until you get the number that will fit in your budget. Do not start a project simply because you've seen a neighbor doing it and it's been very successful. Therefore, you're doing it out of competition, out of envy. Instead, then, approach this neighbor, learn get the tips, get the facts on how you can start such a project. Then 2, source the correct chicken breed. Get it from the right source. Take an example of these improved birds. These are birds with a very low mortality rate, with a very speedy growth, with very high resistance to external and internal factors. We call them externalities, things like the weather conditions and all that. So if as a farmer, you get such a correct breed from the word go, it means that at exactly 1 month, your birds would have attained certain body conformations and certain weights that is conducive to your consumer or to your buyer. You are there, you've seen an advert, there's some cheap chicks somewhere. You rush and buy. You have no idea even the breed. You've got no idea if these birds have been taken through the correct vaccination program. You buy them, bring them to your farm. Some of them have not even been brought up well, and therefore they are carriers of some diseases like coccidiosis. Remember, we've got gastrococcidiosis and coccidiosis in the blood. So it comes to your farm, it's a carrier. Then it's hit by stress, change of feed. They get the new environment. There they are, they start dying. I always say, our principle as AIM agriculture, you lose one chick, you lose money, you lose an egg. So therefore, it all starts from choosing the right variety and the right breed and right sourcing of your chicks. Feeds. You start working on cutting the cost of feeds after first you've understood the nitty-gritties of bringing up chicks to maturity. That is class A finished. Now you go to class B. That's when you can now start saying, now, how can I cut my cost of feeds? Cutting the cost of feeds does not mean buying a cheaper feed. Does not mean mixing. Remember, if the feed is cheap, then the raw materials are also compromised. I keep saying, in a feed, you look for the percentage DCP. What is the percentage DCP for chick mash? What is the percentage DCP for growers mash? What is the percentage DCP for layers mash? What is chick mash? Feed that is given to your chicks between day 1 and day 60, on average of 45 grams per bird per day. You're looking for feed that has got very high protein for development of feathers, development of tissue. Between day 60 and about day 120 or point of lay, here you're giving the birds growers mash. Here you're looking for a DCP percentage of between 16 to 18%. But what do you need in this particular feed at this point? You need feed that is rich in energy. The chick is actively developing and it's moving so fast here and there. So it needs a lot of energy for its normal body functioning. The other thing would be, what other feed you need? And at this stage, by the way, you feed at 60 grams on average per bird per day. Now, between point of lay and menopause, you'll give the bird feed that is layers mash, but in an increasing trajectory. As you increase the egg count, you also increase the grams. You'll move from 90 grams per bird per day to 105 grams per bird per day, and then start decreasing with decrease in production because of the egg curve. You know now what feed to give to your birds, what amount, in what stages. Now that you are not the pro in making feed, watch some of the videos. I've shared the links here on the courses we did on feed formulation. And if you find that difficult, then you need to look for an expert who is an animal nutritionist, then to formulate for you that feed or create for you that formula. Feed might be cheap today and expensive tomorrow because the raw materials depend with the seasons. And that's why feed formulas keep changing every now and then. Therefore, feed is very important, but then only work on feed after you've worked on the management practices. We call them routine management practices. Vaccination. As a farmer, you will succeed by maintaining the number of chicks that you had from day one up to the end game, because that's the point where by now you want to sell them for meat or for eggs. You'll collect more. But you lose if you keep having mortalities. Remember, what locks farmers out is mortalities. Okay? So then, it's better to prevent a disease than to cure a disease. Vaccination is very important. Pay attention to the vaccination program. Vaccinate the birds using the right vaccine at the right time in the right condition. Okay? Vaccines are very cheap. So the moment you avoid vaccinating the birds, then you lose the birds because of outbreaks of diseases. And that's why it's quite important that you pay attention to prevention of the diseases. I hope you've learned something. You have known how you can start a successful poultry farm, or you have learned on why chicken farmers are the richest and at the same time others are the poorest. Like, subscribe, share, and let's meet in next week's educative episode. Love you.